In example 3, we're presented with a new situation. Here we have a trinomial. It's got a coefficient on the first term that we didn't have before. It's also got some variables in other places that we didn't have before. So we're going to have to look at this in a manner that I used to call just trial and error. We can take educated guesses, and if the guess doesn't prove to be right, we try something different. The only possible combinations that you can have to get a 4, you can multiply 1 times 4 or 2 times 2. And then the x squared is always going to be an x and an x because you've got an x in the middle term. The negative 5y, the only choice you have for 5, you got 1 times 5. And then the y squared is going to be a y times y. So we're going to look at that. We know that there's going to have to be a y, a 1y, and a 5y as the factors for this last term. We're just going to have to choose between 1 times 4 and 2 times 2 for the first term. And again, as we multiply these, as we multiply the middle terms together and the outer terms together, our combined total has to be what this middle term is comprised of. So if I were to put a 2x in here and a 2x in here, it's just a guess. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. When I multiply these two together, I get 2xy. When I multiply these two together, I get 10xy. Now to get a positive 8 in here, the 10 would have to be positive and the 2 would have to be negative. So if this is a negative 2, the only way I can get a negative 2xy is if this y were negative. A negative times a positive is a negative, and that means that the 5 would have to be positive, which works great because this y times a negative or positive 5y is going to give me a negative y squared, 5y squared. So that's going to work for the last term. Looks like the middle term is going to work out. So we guessed at it, we tried it. A couple of hints I can give you. If you've got a choice of 1 times something and anything else, try the anything else first. 2 times 3, 4 times 2, anything like that may be the solution quicker than just 1 times. When you don't have a choice, naturally you're going to have 1 times 5 on this. So just give it a try, see what happens. Look at a few of these, try some of them in your homework. If you have any problems, get back with me. Trial and error is probably the longest drawn out type of factoring that you can do, but once you do a few of them, you come up with a little better understanding of what's going on.